Leia sat motionless on the edge of her bed as dusk slowly settled into the room, the fading light brushing softly against the walls, the furniture, and the quiet corners that now felt heavier than usual. Her fingers absent-mindedly tracing the grain of the wooden bed frame while her eyes remained fixed on the closed door, as if it might speak to her if she waited long enough. The city, outside humming faintly with life that felt distant and unreachable, her thoughts tangled in weeks of silence, unanswered messages, and the ache of missing someone she had tried desperately to convince herself no longer mattered as much as he did. Because admitting how deeply she missed Ethan felt like admitting defeat. Yet, every quiet evening proved how empty things had become without him. When suddenly the stillness was broken by the softest sound, barely audible, as a plain envelope slid under the door and stopped near her feet, causing her breath to hitch as she froze in place. Heart pounding as if her body recognized something her mind hadn't yet caught up to, staring at the envelope, as though it might disappear if she looked away, before finally bending down to pick it up, the paper smooth and unmarked, holding no name, no handwriting, only the weight of possibility. And as she unfolded the note with trembling hands and read the simple printed words, asking her to come into his room and close the door, too, the simplicity of the message struck her harder than any long confession could have. Because it wasn't poetic or dramatic, it was honest and vulnerable. And it pierced straight through the walls she had built around herself, sending a shiver down her spine as memories flooded back uninvited. The quiet late-night talks, the shared laughter, the silences that had never felt awkward because they had understood each other without effort. And she realized with startling clarity how deeply she had been longing for this moment, even while fearing it, as her mind raced with questions about what this invitation truly meant. Whether it was courage or desperation that had pushed him to reach out, whether stepping through that door would heal the ache between them or open wounds, she was sure she was ready to face. Pacing her small room as time stretched and contracted all at once, every sound magnified. The ticking clock, the distant traffic, the faint rustle of curtains, soars, until the weight of indecision became unbearable, and she understood that ignoring this would hurt far more than confronting it. So she took a steadying breath, folded the note carefully, and stepped into the hallway, where the dim lights and long shadows made her heartbeat echo in her ears. Each step toward Ethan's door filled with equal parts fear and anticipation, the glow beneath his door, feeling like a quiet promise. And when she finally knocked and he opened it to reveal eyes filled with the same vulnerability she carried, the moment felt suspended in time, his soft voice inviting her inside and asking her to close the door, sealing them away from the outside world. The familiar scent of his room wrapping around her, like a memory she had realized she'd missed so deeply. And in the silence that followed, words felt unnecessary because the truth sat plainly between them, visible in every glance and every hesitant breath. As he admitted how afraid he had been of losing her, and she confessed how empty everything had felt without him, their honesty, breaking through weeks of silence like a dam, finally giving way their hands, finding each other almost instinctively, the touch, tentative but grounding, as if confirming that what they felt was still real, sitting together in the quiet as the room filled with the weight of shared memories. The crooked picture framed the books by the window, the chair that had witnessed countless conversations, each object reminding them that this place had once been their refuge and could be again if they allowed it, their conversations slowly flowing more naturally, as laughter returned in soft bursts, stories spilling out that had been held back for too long, the tension easing with every exchanged glance. Yet beneath the comfort lingered an awareness of unresolved fears and promises left unkept, the understanding that rebuilding what they had would require courage from both of them. And when Ethan assured her they would figure things out together, Leia felt something settle inside her chest, a quiet hope taking root. As the music played softly in the background and the evening deepened into night, shadows stretching across the walls while they remained close, hands intertwined, letting the present moment be enough without demanding answers from the future, recognizing that this reunion was not an ending but a beginning, fragile, yet meaningful. And as they sat together in that dimly lit room, the city continuing outside, unaware, Leia realized that stepping through that door had changed everything. Because choosing to face the uncertainty with him felt far less frightening than remaining alone in silence. And, for the first time in weeks, she felt whole again, knowing that whatever challenges awaited them beyond that closed door, They would no longer face them apart.